In the final stretch of the 2024 campaign, tensions are high as both political camps ramp up their efforts to sway voters. Donald Trump, the former president vying for another term, has found himself in the spotlight, but not for the reasons he might have hoped. During a recent rally in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, Trump's cognitive abilities seemed to falter in real time, culminating in a bizarre series of rambling speeches, strange topics, and even forgetting the day of the Pittsburgh Steelers game. Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris has taken the campaign by storm, holding massive rallies with momentum swinging in her favor. This video explores the evident contrast between Trump's struggling campaign and Harris's energized surge as Election Day draws near. In particular, it delves into the latest Trump rally debacle, highlighting moments of confusion, outbursts, and Fox News' decision to cut away from the speech to broadcast Harris's rally. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to reaching 5,000 subscribers, but we can't do it without you. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe right now. And if you're already subscribed, give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment to let me know your thoughts. All right, let's dive right into it. Trump's smallest rally yet. A troubling sign. On a day that should have seen Donald Trump rallying his base with fervor, the atmosphere was anything but electrifying. Held in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, a state Trump won in 2016 and considers vital to his campaign, the event was markedly underwhelming. This rally saw the lowest turnout Trump had experienced in the Pittsburgh area all year. A video captured by reporter Ryan Dito showed rows of empty seats, a stark contrast to the packed arenas Trump once boasted about. As Trump took the stage, his speech quickly veered off course. It started with a typical indictment of the corrupt system, but it wasn't long before he strayed into topics that left many scratching their heads. His first target was the Department of Justice, and what he referred to as a politically motivated attack on him, a narrative that has become a staple of his rallies. But instead of rallying the crowd, Trump seemed to struggle to maintain focus, launching into a rambling diatribe about everything from transgender athletes to men playing in women's sports, a far cry from a coherent campaign message. Rambling about Arnold Palmer, an iconic golf legend, and his anatomy? One of the more bizarre moments came when Trump spent over 10 minutes talking about the late golfer Arnold Palmer, whose name is tied to the very airport where the rally was being held. But rather than reminiscing about Palmer's golfing legacy, Trump veered into uncomfortable territory, mentioning the golfer's anatomy during post-game showers. This is a guy that was all man, Trump said. When he took showers with the other pros, they came out of there, they said, "Oh my God, that's unbelievable." The crowd, far from energized, seemed more confused than anything else. This speech, meant to be the beginning of Trump's closing argument for the 2024 election, turned into a peculiar reflection of his mental state. Analysts watching the event couldn't help but comment on how this speech exemplified Trump's declining focus and erratic behavior. Forgetting the Steelers game day, a major gaffe. One of the most talked about moments of the rally came when Trump addressed the crowd, saying he would make sure they were done quickly so they could go home to watch the Steelers game. The problem? The game wasn't that day, it was scheduled for the next day. Trump, who was supposed to attend the game himself, repeatedly told the audience to go enjoy the game, even as some realized the mistake. His mental slip didn't go unnoticed, drawing immediate criticism on social media and raising further concerns about his cognitive sharpness. For a candidate already under scrutiny for erratic behavior, this was another sign of potential mental decline, with critics suggesting it's just the latest in a series of lapses. Fox News cuts away, a telling moment. Perhaps the most damning moment came when Fox News, a network historically supportive of Trump, cut away from his rally mid-speech. The low energy, disjointed delivery of the speech was evident. But what happened next was even more revealing. As Trump rambled on, Fox switched to live coverage of Vice President Kamala Harris's rally in Atlanta, where the atmosphere was notably different. Harris's rally was a massive success, with thousands in attendance, waiting hours before the event began just to secure a spot. The energy in the room was palpable, and Fox News' decision to pivot to her rally mid-Trump speech was a clear signal that even traditionally conservative media was acknowledging a shift in momentum. Harris, energized and confident, delivered a sharp, focused message to voters. In contrast to Trump's gaffes, her rally highlighted a campaign on the rise, Kamala Harris, and the shift in momentum. While Trump was struggling with sparse crowds and strange speeches, Kamala Harris's campaign appeared to be surging. Her rally in Atlanta was one of the most significant of her campaign, and it reflected a broader shift in energy toward the Democratic ticket. The lines outside the venue stretched for blocks, and the excitement was palpable hours before she even arrived. Harris's rally wasn't just a moment. It was part of a broader strategy that included coordinated events with political heavyweights like Barack Obama, Tim Walz, and others across the country. The Harris campaign's calculated effort to build momentum in key battleground states was clearly paying off. Events like these have been drawing attention, particularly as Harris leans into her role as the face of the campaign, contrasting sharply with Trump's faltering rallies. Desperation in the Trump campaign. As Trump's rallies dwindle in size and coherence, his campaign seems to be resorting to increasingly desperate measures. Recent reports reveal that Trump has handed over key campaign operations in states like Pennsylvania to controversial figures like Elon Musk. In a bizarre twist, Musk's America PAC has been offering financial incentives, including a $1 million lottery for Pennsylvania voters who sign a petition. Such moves have sparked accusations of corruption and desperation, especially given the Trump campaign's lack of traditional voter outreach efforts. Reports have also surfaced that a large percentage of door-to-door outreach conducted by Musk's America PAC was flagged as potentially fraudulent. With Election Day fast approaching, Trump's reliance on these unorthodox methods could backfire, further alienating voters already skeptical of his campaign. The media's complicity and failure to address Trump's decline. Despite Trump's clear cognitive decline, much of the mainstream media continues to underreport the severity of the situation. The New York Times, for example, covered Trump's Latrobe rally with a headline that downplayed the erratic nature of the event, focusing instead on his golf anecdotes. Politico similarly framed his Pennsylvania rally as energetic, ignoring the obvious signs of disorientation and disjointed speech. The failure of the media to fully acknowledge and report on Trump's mental state has allowed his campaign to continue limping along, despite clear signs that he is no longer fit to lead. Vice President Harris, in contrast, has been quick to call out Trump's instability, urging voters to recognize the gravity of the situation. Trump's advisors admit the struggles. Even Trump's own advisors seem to acknowledge the precarious state of his campaign. Senior campaign advisor Jason Miller recently said that Trump's Pennsylvania rally was intended to be the beginning of his closing argument for the final stretch of the campaign. However, what was intended to be a powerful statement instead turned into a spectacle of disarray, with Trump fixating on unrelated topics and offering little substance to voters. This pattern of erratic behavior has become increasingly common in Trump's public appearances. Whether it's bizarre references to genitalia, misstatements about the date, or incoherent rants, Trump's mental state is being called into question more frequently as Election Day nears. As the 2024 election reaches its climax, the contrast between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris could not be more apparent. Trump's recent rally in Pennsylvania highlighted his growing mental decline, with rambling speeches, confusion over basic facts, and a rally that failed to inspire. In stark contrast, Harris's rallies are drawing enthusiastic crowds, signaling a shift in momentum as voters increasingly question Trump's fitness for office. With Election Day just around the corner, the stakes have never been higher, and Trump's latest blunders may prove to be the final nail in the coffin for his campaign.